Welcome to Sharks University. I hope this is not a boring video for you because I want to say thank you and a couple other things. But if you're here, you have something inside of you where you want more in life, period. Right? So, this is going to be the most detailed, best freaking course, online school, whatever you want to call it, on the internet. I have started this school because I'm 43 years old. I've never seen anybody in my life tell somebody in detail what they actually did step by step in order to start a business with money, without money, whatever the case is, right? So I wanted to do that for everybody because I think every single person today, when it's the easiest time on earth to make money, can do something, and even from their own house. So I'm going to tell you everything you possibly need to know in regards to starting any business that you have ever seen on Shark Tank as an example, because I have done it, as you have seen in some other videos that I recorded. So why is it the most important thing in the world to have your own business, to be an entrepreneur, right? Because it's the most rewarding and the hardest thing that you could possibly do. A true entrepreneur knows how hard it is. They know it's going to take a long time. You're the last to get paid, but the reward is enormous. It's the best possible thing that you can do with your life. I promise you that. I was somebody that worked for a long time. I'm somebody that has tried to save. I'm somebody that has done a lot of things, right? Like, I've stuck my nose everywhere. And I realized that if I don't do anything in life, if I don't change some things that I'm doing, I'm never going to have anything I want. So that is the number one reason why you should start a business, right? When people say start a business, the first thing that people think about right away is, shit, I don't have money, right? Like, you just picture like workers and employees and like a space, a building, offices, whatever, right? No, today it's very different. It's way easier. It's way easier than you guys think. I promise you it's way easier. I'm going to tell you everything in detail, how I started a huge peanut butter brand, everything from making money, with investing, without investing. Everything is going to be in this online school. So thank you guys for being here. The first reason why you should start a business, have something of your own, is chances are, most likely, you are going to eventually get fired. That's number one. Most people eventually get fired. I don't care who you are, right? That's one thing. The second thing is, anything that you have ever dreamed of in life that you wanted, as far as freedom, being with family, having money, all that stuff, you heard it all over the internet. I want freedom. I want freedom. Great. You're never going to have any of that if you have a job. You can have money if you're like older and rich and you've invested and not done shit and saved money and you pick coupons when you go to the grocery store. You can have some money. You can have your 401k. You can have your house. You can have a nice car. Great. But who cares if you're doing that when you're 80 years old, right? Or 70. Oh, I'm retired. Now I can live my life, right? That's not something that I want in my life. So if that's something you want, this might not be the best thing for you. I want something as fast as possible. So your chances of having a life that's above average are zero. Your chances are zero. Absolute zero to have an above average life unless you start a business. And I'm not talking about spending money. I'm talking about freedom, having money, being happy, shooting to have everything in life, right? So your chances are zero. The second thing is, if you're older and you want to start a business and you already went through school, or if you're in school now, I never learned anything in school about money. Not one single time in my life has anybody sat me down in school and said, like, hey, when you end this, when this is over, you're going to have to pay rent. You're going to have to buy a car. You're going to have to buy food. You have to buy clothes. Nobody has told me that. I never learned. I have a business degree, right? I have a business degree. I got a scholarship for good grades. I left and got a stupid sales job that had nothing to do with business. I didn't know anything about business, right? There's great schools, Ivy League schools, and so on. I fully understand. If you have a master's, if you have an MBA from Harvard, great. You know, you're probably in the hole like 300 grand and you can learn this shit here. I'm going to teach you something that other people have done because sorry to tell you, most people don't have an MBA from Harvard that are multimillionaires and have businesses. So in school, you're not going to learn crap about money. You're going to spend your whole life and not learn crap about life or money. That's a fact. Nobody's going to tell you this is how you get into a store with your product. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, you should do marketing like this today because today this is how algorithms work. This is how you need to post and things like that. Right? So, another thing, just thinking about business in general, everything is very simple, right? Everything is very simple in regards to life. Go up to any person that's rich, and I hate the words rich and successful. I don't want to mix them up. You could be a rich idiot. You could be an absolute rich idiot, and you know, you're not successful if you just have money. So when I say successful, let's just say I'm talking about money so we don't go back and forth, right? You're never going to come up to a successful person, right? And ask them, what did you do? And that person tells you, I got a diploma. I'm here because I have a diploma. Unfortunately, college and school is a business. Unfortunately, every single person that's successful, really successful, is a business owner. I am one of them. I made millions in multiple different businesses, right? I just started this YouTube. I just started content creation in America, right? But I'm a celebrity in Europe. Like I've been doing things for years and teaching people that have a lesser of an advantage than people in the United States because here information is everywhere. But after doing all of that, in Europe, I still couldn't find a single damn thing in America out of all the crap on the internet. Out of all the crap. I'm not talking about crypto. I'm not talking about multi-level marketing. I'm not talking about copywriting, all this crap. I'm talking about real business that you can start out of your house and how to do it. All right. So you'll never meet somebody that says, I have a diploma and that's why I'm rich and successful. So that's why we are going to start a business. After this school, throughout this school, online course, whatever you call it, you should be brainstorming and starting something, right? There's hundreds of businesses in Europe that was started because of this exact school. Because of this exact school. There's products in stores. There's people that are selling services. There are people that do online coaching, that have food, wardrobe. I don't even know what else they have. Educational companies for kids, right? Designer socks, right? Many different things. So that's why we are starting a business so we can have a nicer life, a better life with our family because you can do it. This is something you can do. I'm going to tell you everything. So let's get into the first lesson and some basic business knowledge and some other facts about business.